Hey, what's going on today, LOC community? Just wanted to show you the highlights from my 2 week journey with Mr. Clint Culberson. We went from the Phoenix area over into San Francisco for a night. Didn't really get to see anything. We had a 13-hour drive there, but the next day we got to go up to Crescent City, California, and spent 2 days amongst these giant redwood trees. And to anybody who has never been there, it is truly a magical experience. These trees are absolutely massive. I mean, I've never seen anything like that ever in my life before. And it is the cleanest air that you will ever have the opportunity to be around. I mean, these trees pull out so much carbon from the air. It's unreal. I mean, some of these trees are 30 feet in diameter. I mean, you can't get 5 people to band together and hug this thing and fully reach around it. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. And everything is just so tall and so just majestic. And I was just flabbergasted, really. I mean, to see these huge trees that are right next to the ocean. Being from North Carolina, we have a progression. You have your mountains, you have your foothills, you have your Piedmont, and then you have your beach. And the sad thing is, in the Redwood National Forest, they have cut down 96% of these trees. Only 4% remain. And it's a kind of ecosystem that you can't easily recreate. These trees take so much moisture that it's very difficult to get them to regrow. The most amazing thing about the redwoods that I've learned is they can't really kill them. These trees produce these little baby trees whenever you kill the redwood. And the old growth redwood is just majestic. It's powerful. It is the most spiritual experience I've ever had in nature. Going to Crescent City, they have an overlook that you can go to, and it overlooks the Pacific Ocean. You can see the sea stacks, and you can also see the Redwood National Forest. And while we were there, the fog was just rolling over the redwoods and going over and above the ocean. And it was just absolutely beautiful. It is definitely an experience that I will never forget. And we actually had the opportunity to spend 2 nights in the redwoods and camp out and just spend time amongst those giants. And I'm just so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. And really spending it with Clint made it even more, magical, because Clint and how much he loves nature, and just watching him come alive like that when he got to see everything and all its beauty, and it's just a great trip. Now, personally, my favorite state in the United States would be Oregon. We got to drive through Oregon. We didn't really get to spend much time there, but we went up the Pacific Coast Highway, and then we shot over and into Eugene. And that road from the Pacific Coast Highway to Eugene follows a river. So you got to follow this river for hundreds of miles, and it's just absolutely gorgeous to go from all these redwoods into all these pine trees, just seeing the change in nature. And on the way back, we got to go through eastern Oregon, and that really reminded me of like the Payson area here in Arizona. And that was beautiful as well, but it just kind of came out of nowhere. You go from just all these like normal, landscapes, and then you get into eastern Oregon, and here's the sprawl, and just massive forests everywhere, and just a absolutely beautiful state. And so was Washington State. Don't get me wrong. Seeing Mount Rainier was just absolutely incredible. We got to drive into Seattle one night and got to see it as during the golden hour, as this mountaintop is just shining gold, and that was mind blowing. When we were coming into Seattle, it was darker, so you could see the outline of the mountain, but you really couldn't get the full feel of it. But going into Seattle that night and just having it glow, it was just absolutely wonderful. This is definitely a trip that I'll never forget. And we got to stop along the way and see some really, really awesome artwork that was in Eureka, California. Very cool wall art that was done there. And also seeing the Napa Valley, that's just absolutely gorgeous. That's where how much of the world's wine is made. And then Central California as well, seeing just hundreds upon hundreds of miles of nothing but farmland. And to think of how much of our food comes from that area. And just magical. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity to take that road trip. It's been about, 57 hours in the car, going from Phoenix to San Francisco to Crescent City to Seattle and back to Phoenix. So definitely a time I'll never forget, and something I'm very grateful for. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.